Hello, welcome 2021 Memphis J Motivationals, and I'm your host, Memphis J. Hope you had a good holidays, good break, first post of 2020. We give thanks and glory and praise to the Almighty that we got this far. Right, so 2021, what is our plan and what is the message for 2021? And I'll give it to you straight out the jump. Okay. 2020 is finally over, and it's time to start the new year off on the right track. It is time to set goals. It is time to plan for the future, and it is time to take action towards becoming the best version of yourself. End quote. Memphis J. So 2020 is gone. All of the things that came with it has gone past. We are now in a new year. And my mission and objective today is to remind you of all the things that you learned from 2020, to remind you to focus your energy, and most importantly, to remind you to focus on yourself. You have to focus on being the best version of yourself. One of the things I learned recently is me first doesn't mean, or loving yourself doesn't mean me first. It means me too. This is a year that is going to be like no other. We have just come from a leap year, so we've moved exponentially 4 years. So now you're going to start to see things that are quite simply like 4 years ahead. So are you ready? And how can you get ready to be the best version of yourself? Is by being true to yourself. You have to be true to yourself in 2021. Okay. 2021, January the 2nd, it's 11:13, and this broadcast started about 2 minutes ago. So it is time to set your goals. Have you set your goals for the year? I've set my goals by learning from the past. So I got this for myself. It's the Drifters. Great opportunity. It's in hairstyle, quite similar. And there's four of them. This is a 1959 record. Shout out to them and their family. But the past does predict the future. And that's one way to set your goals, is look in the past and looking at how you can do things differently. And I got this quote as well from my research. Far better to think historically, to remember the lessons of the past, thus far better to conceive of power as consisting in part of the knowledge of when not to use all the power you have. Far better to be one who knows that if you reserve the power not to use all your power, you would lead others far more successfully and well. That was from A. Bartlett Glamady, president of Yale University, a US educator and baseball administrator. He lived from 1938 to 1989 before the 90s turned. Right, so that's one thing. Take action. It's another thing that I would like to impact to you as well. As you plan for the future, you look back, understand what people did before you. There's nothing new under the sun. Nothing. Everything has been done before. So what you need to do is look at the best of whatever your goals are, and you replicate and make better. We stand on the shoulders of giants. So look back at the past, plan for the future, and connect the dots. But equally as important, is time to take action. Okay. So my taking of action is to produce this video, and this year we're going to go harder We're reaching every continent of the world with our message of positivity, upliftment, of awakening, of coming back to a consciousness of the divine, of the duality, of the consciousness of good versus evil, and the light of truth, which never dims, which lives forever. That's the truth. Falsehood goes away quite quickly. So it's time to take action towards becoming the best version of yourself. What does that mean? So my action, I have taken action to become the best version of myself. Um, done all my changes, either forced or directly or indirectly. You know, I've got my plan set out and we're going to full execution. I've got different plans in different areas, not putting all my eggs in one basket. I can foresee the future by looking back at the past. I have my goals and dreams and ambition, and I have my targets. And above all, I've got humility, always looking for wisdom, sharing love and charity, and understanding that I'm here to help everybody to understand and to gauge into this heightened sense of consciousness. Okay. And this message is going to be about 10 minutes long. What I'm going to do now is do a recap of what I've just said. And then I'm going to play you an historical message, an outro from Winston Churchill. And I hope that you would listen to that very carefully. It's quite old, it may be quite patchy, but again, I'm putting into action what I'm saying. The past predicts the future, and I hope you can learn. Right, so in a nutshell, 2020 is finally over. It's time to start the new year off on the right track. It's time to set your goals. It's time to plan for the future. It's time to take action towards becoming the best version of yourself. Okay? So, Memphis J on the Memphis J Motivationals. And I say, enjoy. Wish you a prosperous new year. And may all your dreams come true. And move forward without fear, for good overcomes evil.
I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat. I have before us an ordeal of the most grievous kind. We have before us many, many long months of struggle and of you ask what is our policy. I will say it is to wage war by sea, land, and air, with all our might, with all the strength that God can give us, to wage war against a monstrous tyranny never surpassed in the dark and lamentable catalogue of human life. That is our policy. What is our aim? An answer in one word. Victory at all costs. Victory in spite of all terror. Victory however long and hard the road may be. For without victory there is no survival. Now we are the masters of our fate. That the task which has been set us is not above our strength. That its pains and toils are not beyond our endurance. Long as we have faith in our cause and an unconquerable willpower, salvation will not be denied us. It turns out that he will have to break us in this island or lose the war. Let us therefore brace ourselves to our duty, and so bear ourselves as if the British Empire and its Commonwealth lost for 1,000 years. Men will still say this was their finest hour. Never in the field of human combat was so much hope by so many. So, we shall fight in France. We shall fight on the seas and oceans. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in the air. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing ground. We shall fight in the fields. and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender. Never, 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 never. Not great or small, far from it. Never give in except to convictions of honor and good sense. Never yield to force. Never yield to the apparently overwhelming might of the enemy. We stood all alone a year ago. To many countries it seems that our conquest present. We are finished. All this tradition of ours, our school history, our songs, this part of the history of our country, all were gone and finished and liquidated. Very different is the mood today. Britain, other nations thought, had drawn the sponge across our slate. But instead, our country stood in the gap. There were no flinching, no thought of giving in. And by what seemed almost a miracle to those outside these islands, though we ourselves never acted, we now find ourselves in a position where I say we can be sure that we have only persevere to conquer.
In